Alright fans, welcome back to the second half of tonight's RWL. I'm Don Hickson, joined by Christy Ogilvie and Myron Schimmelman. And the second half tonight, wow, what a lineup as you look at this schedule right here, Myron. You helped put it together.
I sure did. We're going to see the Yankee Rose, Georgia Washington. We're going to see the Doctors. Tag team action going up against Law and Disorder. And the Rage Ladies tag team titles being defended tonight by Les Femmes Fatales.
Yes, sir, that and a whole lot more, but up first.
Well, it is about time I started getting some recognition around here, but it's hard to ignore someone who beats China. Well, tonight, the Yankee Rose is set to face one of the greatest stars ever to come out of Japan. Manami Toyota is about to get chopped down like the cherry tree, and I cannot tell a lie. I'm gonna whip your ass and prove I'm better than they're giving me credit for.
Georgia Washington's had to have her tri-corner hat enlarged for her head since beating China in her last match. And so, she's about to try and double her success. One-on-one against Manami Toyota, and I'm really looking forward to this one. I think Miss Georgia is about to eat a little humble pie.
Well, sounds like fun. Let's see what happens.
Welcome back. The next ladies division match is scheduled for one fall with a 15-minute time limit. Approaching the ring from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, here is the Yankee Rose, Miss Georgia Washington.
Well, it is a fact Georgia Washington, whose ego has increased by a pretty sizable margin, having defeated China in her last appearance, going up one-on-one tonight against Manami Toyota, one of the greatest stars Japan has ever produced. And I've got to be honest with you, Myron and Christy, I don't know if Georgia Washington's going to be able to handle this one.
I can't say for sure, because I definitely wasn't expecting her to beat China. But Manami Toyota's a whole different animal.
We've seen what ego can do to a wrestler plenty of times. And Georgia Washington has an ego the size of an Eastern European continent. I think she's maybe setting herself up for a pretty big fall against Manami Toyota.
At the risk of sounding cynical, she asked for it, Christy.
And her opponent, representing Japan 5-Star Wrestling from Tokyo, Japan, she's Manami Toyota.
A former multi-time Japan 5-Star Women's Champion. She's been a world champion almost everywhere Manami Toyota has ever competed. And she is one of the greatest stars ever produced from Japan. I don't know that Georgia Washington might not be in over her skis in this one.
I'm kind of betting on it. Georgia may have gotten lucky against China, but unless she really gives this match everything she's got, I think Manami is going to wear her down after a while, especially if the match runs long.
And the crowd here in Hershey, PA, in absolute awe of Japan 5 Stars Manami Toyota. And what a match this is set to be to open up the second half. And while Georgia Washington has dabbled, has competed in some championship caliber matches against some of our RWL lady stars, this promises to be an entirely different experience for the Yankee Rose. Referee Willie Johnson sounds the bell. The ladies come center ring. They lock up collar and elbow. Manami Toyota whips Georgia to the corner. Drop kick. As Georgia collapses out of the corner, Manami Toyota goes behind. Rear waist lock. German suplex. Georgia Washington gathered up to her feet again. Another kick from Manami Toyota takes her down yet again. Manami Toyota all the way up on the top turnbuckle. Here we go. Elbow drop right across the chest. And a quick cover. 1, 2. But a near fall only. With Georgia Washington powering out of the pin. Manami Toyota mocking Georgia Washington almost immediately. Georgia Washington rounded up by the trunk. Vertical suplex. Manami Toyota currently in possession of all the control here, all the momentum, putting her boot to the throat of the Yankee Rose. Wow. Manami Toyota biding her time, taking her time with this project here. Rounds up Georgia. Has her up again. A long vertical suplex, but no. Georgia Washington quickly counters, goes behind rear waist lock and slams Manami Toyota's head to the canvas. Georgia rounds her up, dragon screw, and now with a leg snap. Georgia probably thinking to set her up for a figure four leg lock and a submission. A series of chops across the chest. She grabs the leg, takes her down, and another leg snap from Georgia Washington. The Yankee Rose going to work on the legs of Manami Toyota. Definitely has some sort of strategy in mind here, going for a quick cover. 1, 2, but only a 2. Barely just a 2 as well. Georgia Washington resumes, going back to work on Manami Toyota with a series of stomps and a driving knee into the head of the former Japan 5-star women's champion, Georgia Washington, trying to rally support here in Hershey. And she may have some, but Manami Toyota is not going to give up quite that easily. Elbows to the midsection to Georgia Washington. Manami Toyota locks up Georgia. Escorts her towards the far corner, head first into the turnbuckle. Manami Toyota quickly countered by Georgia Washington, a kick to the midsection. And down she goes. She's setting her up for something nasty here, a submission, stretching the back. But Manami Toyota, with a series of shots to the head at a nearly impossible angle. Wow. Manami Toyota locks up Georgia. Hard Irish whip to the ropes. Duck under and a leapfrog. And whoa, beautiful Hurricane Rana from Manami Toyota. A drop kick that barely phases Georgia Washington. Georgia locks her up. Has her up. Whoa, nasty suplex from the Yankee Rose, followed with a kip up. Georgia Washington certainly trying to keep up with Manami Toyota here. They lock up. Toyota escorted towards the far corner, head first into the turnbuckle. Georgia drapes the leg over the rope and a calf kick from the Yankee Rose. Georgia Washington with a series of chops across the chest. Manami Toyota quickly counters off the middle rope. Look at that beautiful crossbody from Manami Toyota. Georgia Washington taken down into a headlock by Manami Toyota. Georgia Washington fights her way free, but not quite back to her feet just yet. Manami Toyota right there, a hard right, spins her around, rear waist lock, and a hard shot to the back, and another. Manami Toyota's got her up, rib breaker. Georgia Washington rapidly losing momentum here in this matchup as Manami Toyota really begins to assert herself. Drags Georgia Washington center ring, covers, hooks the leg, 1, 2, and yet another near fall with Georgia Washington getting the right shoulder up just in time. Back on her feet again, Manami Toyota right there. Oh man, what a shot across the head for Georgia Washington. Manami Toyota takes her down into the headlock center ring yet again, no ropes to get to. And Georgia Washington finds herself in trouble again, quickly escaping the hold. As Manami Toyota stalks the Yankee Rose here. There's a hard kick. And a Kinshasa, a boot right across the head of Georgia Washington. Manami Toyota rolls her over, goes for the cover. 1, 2, 3, and this one is all over. Manami Toyota defeats the Yankee Rose by pinfall.
Here's the time, 4 minutes and 42 seconds. And your winner, Manami Toyota.
Guys, I rarely, if ever, brag about having been right on a prediction on a match, but this one right here's got me feeling pretty good. My gut instincts told me Georgia didn't have any real shot against Manami Toyota. Man, being right never felt quite so satisfying.
That's pretty good, Christy. Fans, we will be back with more RWL Rage right after the break. We hope you're still here when we get back.